In the 1980s, homemade horror movies were a common sight, alongside countless kung fu and karate rip-offs. The slasher genre was also butchered to death. You could find 1 million bootleg VHS tapes at thrift stores, garage sales, flea markets and car boot sales. They would typically have no cover or even a decorative sticker upon the VHS tape, just a white label stating the name of the film. Many of these were forgotten as soon as they were made, but there was one tape in particular which kept popping up time and time again. This tape was labelled Stalked to Death. But don't be fooled by its cheesy title. There is a reason this film is so infamous, yet so despised by the horror community. You've likely never even heard of this movie, and that's for a good reason. This abomination is so vile and disgusting that police had to get involved and bury any and all mention of this despicable excuse for a movie. No newspaper company ever wrote about it. There has been no internet forum discussing it. All evidence of its ever existing has been deleted. Yet, it has also left a permanent scar upon those unfortunate souls who have sadly witnessed its contents. For legal reasons, we cannot show you any footage of this monstrous movie. However, after hearing what we are about to tell, you'd be glad to never see this horror for yourself. We are about to share with you the traumatizing events that transpire within this accursed film. The film opens with static. It goes on for far too long, before finally zooming on the behind of a very attractive woman. Heavy breathing is heard from the cameraman as he follows the unsuspecting woman into a supermarket. The first 10 minutes are an uncomfortable watch, as the film's voice begins to tell us everything he'd like to do to this poor girl. As he films her face and body up and down, zooming in and out, she finally spots him. Her face turns white, eyes wide with terror, but she says nothing and silently turns a corner. The camera chases after her, but she thankfully vanishes and the filmer roars in anger. Everyone in the shop stops and stares. Then the film cuts to static. We see this woman again. Unlike last time, she isn't calm and unaware. She's walking around some rough town in England, constantly looking over her shoulder, but never notices the cameraman. He is following her yet again, and he's still angry about being spotted at the supermarket. "I'll make her pay," he whines, as the woman walks in and out of alleyways. She seems to know, or at least suspect, that she's being stalked. This game of cat and mouse goes on for another 30 minutes, but it feels like 30 hours. As the sun is setting, the town grows dark, and she is nearing home. She runs up a steep flight of steps, unsure her stalker is hiding about. The cameraman laughs to himself, and it is the most unsettling sound you'll ever hear. The film abruptly cuts to static yet again. The woman screams. Now there is a saw cutting into the young woman's bicep, followed by that creepy laugh from the cameraman. The camera zooms out to reveal that she is strapped into a wooden chair. Grey duct tape is wrapped tightly around her shins, hands and waist, so she cannot escape. Her mouth is left unbound, however, as her screams for mercy and help are agonising to hear through her sobs and tears. The man filming is horrible, cruel, calling her obscenities I do not wish to repeat here. We see a whole wall of tools across the garage she is trapped in. There are wrenches, hammers, crowbars, shears, shovels, pitchforks. The man filming puts the camera down onto a tripod, and it is here where we finally see this mysterious stranger. He is a dirty, old-looking man with a black beard and messy hair. You can tell he stinks just by the sight of him, for his clothes are full of holes, his teeth are black and grotesque, the man's skin and hair is greasy beyond belief. He looks homeless, but evidently is not, for we can presume this is his house. He picks the tools up one by one and begins to torture the poor woman with them. The film goes on for another hour as this poor woman is slowly killed and torn to pieces. Nobody truly knows if this so-called movie is fictional or fact. If it is fake, then the special effects are unmistakable for real life. Some would say this is more accurately a snuff film rather than a horror. Many believe the footage is of a real murder, henceforth why it is illegal to own. We cannot truly say. One thing is for certain, however. If you ever see a strange VHS tape or DVD with the title Stalked to Death, don't take the risk by watching it for yourself. You will soon regret it.